Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Urania, your level up journey sister. And on this channel we focus on feminine self-development and on leveling up the different areas in your life. And if that's something that you're interested in, definitely subscribe to this channel. So let's start off with what boundaries are. Well, boundaries are the limits and the guidelines that you set for yourself and for others. Boundaries are there to protect you mentally, physically, and emotionally. And that is why boundaries are so important. And I personally like to look at boundaries as an imaginary fence. And this imaginary fence is protecting a beautiful garden. A garden full of sunflowers and roses and peonies and tulips. And guess what? You are the garden. And you need protection. And you protect yourself by having personal boundaries. And I can imagine that setting boundaries can be quite uncomfortable because you do not want to upset other people, and especially not the people that you care about. But I truly believe that the people that love you and care about you, they will respect your boundaries. And the people who are not respecting your boundaries are the people that are benefiting from you not having any boundaries. And I want you to look back at a moment when you felt uncomfortable and stressed and analyze what happened in that situation. Because the chance is big that you crossed your own boundaries or that you let someone else cross your boundaries. And the feeling that you're getting is stress and uneasy. And those are great indicators to identify what your boundaries are. And I would like to share with you a moment when I figured out that I crossed my own boundaries. So I used to plan my week out fully, and I would plan things with my friends and fun things to do after work and in the weekend. But at a moment I realized that I got quite stressed from having my whole week planned out and not having anything planned for myself. It made me feel very uncomfortable. And I didn't understand because all these things that I had planned were fun things. And after taking the time to analyze what was going on, I figured out that I am an introvert. And I get energy and recharge from being alone, from having time by myself. So even though I had all these amazing and fun things planned, they took my energy. They didn't charge my energy. So what I did was I promised myself that one day a week, I will have the day completely for myself. So now, every Sunday is my day. I don't spend it with anyone else but myself. And the second thing that can help you with setting personal boundaries is to not feel the need to explain yourself when you are saying no to certain things. So I believe that saying no and setting boundaries, they go hand in hand. And I think that most of us, when we say no, we cannot make it, we feel the need to explain ourselves, to come with excuses, and to say why we cannot make it or cannot do it. And that's not necessary. So there's no need to make it uncomfortable or to defend yourself when you are trying to say no. No need to explain yourself. So when someone is asking you to do something or to go somewhere and you don't want to go, you can't make it, just say, well, no, I cannot make it or I cannot do it because it's not convenient for me. But thank you for thinking about me, or thank you for asking me. That's enough. And also, when you know you want to say no, but you're going to say something like, well, let me think about it. Let me see if it's possible and I will get back to you. When you already know you're going to say no, don't do that. Because what you're doing is you're putting yourself through it twice. And then that person is coming to you a couple of days later with the same question. So just say no immediately. Number 3 is that you are not responsible for how people react and feel for the boundaries that you set for yourself. I think that a lot of people say yes because they don't want other people to feel bad. So they say yes and cross their own boundaries. And with that, make themselves feel bad. And this is something that we all do all the time. So we all need to understand that if another person feels bad about you having boundaries and sticking to those boundaries, then that has nothing to do with you. And it's not your responsibility to make that person not feel bad because you are protecting your own garden. Not your responsibility at all. And the fourth thing is to protect your boundaries when people are trying to cross them. So stand up for yourself, be confident, and be assertive when you do so. And also, what you should do, what I advise you to do, is when you have someone that's really pushing you over your boundaries, mention the feeling that you're getting from that. So you could say, well, you're making me feel very stressed by doing this. Can you stop? You're making me feel very uneasy by what you're doing right now. Can you stop doing that? I believe that when you are naming the feeling that that person is causing, the person is going to be a little bit in shock and think, whoa, I don't want to make her feel stressed, or I don't want to be the reason that she feels uneased. So name the feeling that the person is causing in your body. And I also think that by setting boundaries and protecting your boundaries, you are being a little bit selfish. And I don't think there's anything wrong with being a little bit selfish. It's necessary. Because if you are not putting yourself first and protecting your boundaries, no one is going to do it for you. You are responsible for that beautiful garden and for those beautiful peonies and sunflowers and roses. You need to protect them. And ladies, since I have been talking about flowers the entire video, I'm actually very curious to know what your favorite flower is. Let me know in the comment section. I personally love roses, as you can see, and I love tulips. It must be the Dutch in me. And I also love peonies. I think they're so beautiful. I cannot pick one. But okay, that was the end of today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please give it a thumbs up if you did so. Subscribe to this channel if you have not already. And I'm going to wish you a very lovely day. Bye, ladies.